at you. Monk is here, but before we start the program tonight, Dan Levy, you were right. I was wrong. You are a good golfer, whereas I am not so good at golf. You are attractive to women, whereas I am very mid. And most importantly, Carlos Prates can hit really hard, and Charlie Radke sucks. So, Dan, I know you've been waiting. A couple of years to get me on one. I hope you enjoy my Phillies Budweiser that I bought for this too, by the way. And Dan, because I like you and because it's been a weird fight, it was a terrible fight in a weird year, I'm going to do 2 of them. I'll do the next one after the next fight. Whew. There he is.
That was not a new shoe.
No, that was not pleasant either. But
it probably improved the taste of the Budweiser, though.
Well, yeah, not really. I want to say. I know you usually do like the intro here, but we have like a lot of news to talk about.
Yeah, let's get. Yeah.
Monk, you want to talk about the new UFC 303 card first?
Yeah. Well, super quick, if you guys don't know, this card, the Perez Tyra card, Ikram Alaskara. So Hamzat is out against Whitaker for next week. Yeah, what is up, everybody? Hamzat's out. Ikram is filling in, which means he's obviously not fighting this weekend. So that fight is off.
Even though he probably could fight this weekend and then also fight next week.
Yeah, exactly. Against Antonio Tricoli.
So
now that bullshit is out of the way. We have some 303 announcements. I'm trying to pull it up on Tapology, but
Goldberg versus fucking Anthony Smith.
Right, Olberg Smith. Because why is Jamal Hill out? Is he hurt too?
Jamal Hill has an injury. I think it was an eye injury. I may be wrong. I think it was like, unless I like somebody who's just busting balls. But he was,
I don't know.
He's one that went through.
So if
Anthony Smith cannot go, they have to put in Bogdan. It'd have to be Bogdan in this spot.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't have to change any of the promotional material. Just change the name. Just right over the name.
So yeah, Anthony Smith is Olberg. Machado, Gary Page, Piper, Barrio. The new co-main event, or I don't know if it's new. It was announced just a bit ago.
Costa Ortega.
Brian Ortega, Diego Lopez.
Awesome fight.
Fantastic co-main at 145. 3 rounds, very important. Not a 5-rounder, 3-round fight. And then the main event replacement, because Connor is some injury for Connor. Whoever thought that fight was going to happen? I got a bridge to sell you. Alex Pineda taking on Yuri Prohashka. The second time these two have met. And how many cards is Poetan gonna save? So who's the knee? Who is Hill
I like the fight because I like Yuri, but probably ends the same way as the last time.
Probably. And I don't care. I mean, the Connor Chandler fight I was never personally interested in. I just don't give a shit about either guy. Like
You know what's good about Yuri in that spot? He will learn absolutely nothing from the first fight and just run right in and like try to knock him out. But that's just how he fights. And like that's why I like him. The problem is Pereira is gonna be like
even better than he was last time.
It's gonna be like minus 500, dude. It's gonna be like a massive, like it's not gonna be a bettable money line. Well, not for me, but it's gonna be, for somebody else. But there's another fight that was announced today.
Yeah, that's true. So 303 is
the main event in your heart.
The main event in my heart, and I don't know. I kind of backdoored my way into being a fan of this guy. It was kind of a joke at first, and now I'm just like gonna accept it. Our boy Dennis, pinkies up, everybody. Dennis Tulin taking on his whoever the hell he was. Abu Izatar's out. He's now taking on everyone's favorite fighter, Cedriquez Dumas. So yeah, that is pinkies up for
Clint
Tallulah.
said he tweeted easiest bet he's ever gonna make, and I was
On
like,
who?
yeah.
On
I'm
who?
like, oh yeah, you're right. It is the easiest bet.
Yeah,
but not who you think.
Not yeah, exactly.
Tulul gang, stand up. Monk, we got one more piece of business for the
we do
for the crew, other than my shoey, which I'm going to do now. I don't know if you guys watched the PFL tonight.
There was a PFL card tonight.
I don't know if you guys were on the Twitter machine tonight.
I mean, you must have been. All the 303 announcements you had to have been, but you probably missed a historic event.
But we had the greatest moment in the history of combat sports, nay, the world.
Agreed.
And I'm never going to chance to do this again. So, guys, if you haven't seen this and you know what I'm all about, you know that I just came all over the fucking house. But let's relive the greatest moment since Dean Barry and Mike Jackson fought.
Oh my God!
And a cup check, I think.
The celebration.
And Danilo Marquez. What? The cup check.
Now, there's a lot going on here.
He doesn't realize
because
he doesn't realize how hurt he is.
The reaction when he after gets back that he won the fight.
Take your time. Marquez,
these are like
back to his feet. Watch this replay.
Wow!
He's off his feet. He came off his feet from that yam bag.
Wow.
Is it in the Hall of Fame? You know how they built the Smithsonian around that train because the train was too massive to get in any other. This is that. This is the train. This yam bag.
Now look, for everybody knows that we've been doing the show for about 2.5 years. This is a very family-friendly program. But I, once again, just came all over my desk.
It's dripping off your hands, Lou. Oh, this is a slow-going Chewy. He's got to go back.
Cold.
He's got to go back to the shoe. Oh. Taste the Dr. Scholl's.
Oh, this is my life now, dude. I live here.
Dude, you bet on Chuck Buffalo, you pay the consequences.
Everything. Oh, fuck me, man. Monk, start off the show, dude. Get us do like the actual show we're supposed to do.
I don't want to. This is way more fun, but I will. All right. I don't know how this is gonna look. Okay, it worked just fine.
Oh, God, already.
There's the thumbnail. I have to show it because I spent time on it. So there you go.
I need new pants, dude.
Is that because of the beer or because of the yam bag?
All of it. Because of the whole schmagaggy.
All right, DD. I mean, what is this? What is this? Is this just? Are you playing like?
I don't just put that up on the screen. That's tremendous.
I don't even know what to. It would literally confuse me. I didn't know if I should put it on the screen. I don't know. Lou does have arthritis.
Who said I have arthritis?
Dogfather.
Yeah, it's always the people who know I could murder them. I just can't say with something that rhymes with iron.
Yeah, you're not allowed. You can't say that. Luke's in the building.
Luke, you're literally you just missed the whole good part of the show. 2 shoeys, ball shots. The fuck?
A historic ball shot. Lou is on. He's doing his best impression of the brawny lumberjack. I don't know what order. My fight order's off. I fucking apparently did this too early at 4 p.m. today, so the fight order is completely fucked. So sorry about that. I don't know what it is. I know the first fight's Knudsen Pastry, so I can call an audible there. After that, you're on your own. I don't know. Historic yam bags for sure. Josephine Knudsen taking on Julia Pastry. Julia Pastry, minus 170 for Knudsen, so no more minus 300 straw weights to kick off cards. Plus 145 for Pastry, plus 250 doesn't go. Excuse me, over 2.5 is minus 350. Yeah, Yampag KO. Yeah, I like so when Ikram was on this card still, he was 9,700. So I was always looking for a pivot. I liked Josephine Knudsen. Very, very high wrestling upside, very high control time upside, and a very high non-significant strike and regular significant striking upside as well. So love the scoring potential from Josephine Knudsen. And Julia Pastry, I mean, she has 2 WCS fights. She lost to Jasuda Vicious, probably the best comp here. Got taken down 4 times, was controlled for about 8 minutes, and she got outstruck as well. So, yeah, got 100 points scored on her if you put scoring on that fight. So, yeah, Knudsen cruises. That's kind of what I'm hoping, man. I love the play for DraftKings, even though Ikram is not on the card anymore. 9,100 still a good spot to go. I probably won't be able to get all the advantage, going way over that I would have because more people are going to be on her now, but it is what it is. So yeah, I agree though. Give me Knudsen. Oh my God, Lou, you look like a defeated man. Are you ready to go, or you need a?
If they're good enough for Carlos Prates, they're good enough for me. The worst part is like,
parlay time.
Yeah,
yeah,
a half beer sitting over here too.
In the shoe?
No, in the glass.
Oh, okay. I was like, fuck, you got to go back to the shoe.
In the other shoe. There's some fights on this card that I'm going to have surprisingly good and un-Lou-like breakdowns on. This is not one of them. I think Knudsen striking is good. But it's not like she's not fighting like anybody that really has good striking defense. All this money that came into Pastry is like kind of shocking. I don't know that she's going to have like a huge grappling upside here. There's something that is important going forward as we break these down. The last 2 weeks, everybody's complaining about the judging, and they're complaining about the refereeing. We're back in Vegas, where I can't believe I'm saying this, but the judging and refereeing is like sort of better. Like George Reffington III fucked me over on the Ludovic and he fucked me over on the Puna fight. Like,
don't even bring that shit up.
So we're not getting those jabrones. But the reason I bring it up is, and nobody tell our boy Guru. They were not using the new unified rules in Kentucky or New Jersey, where effective grappling counts. So even if Pastry gets and there's a couple of fights in this card where I think that matters. I don't know if it matters here. I don't know that Pastry is going to even really try to grapple. I feel like she's just going to crash the pocket and try to like make it dirty. But I have no interest in this. I know Wheezy parlayed the over. That's pretty safe.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like those kind of parlays. Because I don't like betting overs unless it's like an over 1.5 on like a, like an Ehor fight where I'm like, why do I hate money? But I think the over's probably right. Louisville and New Jersey were the old rules, which is why people were bitching that Kopylov won. And I'm like, well, I mean, he did win. Oh, well, he didn't do anything with it. I'm like, yeah, but they're scoring like 3 minutes of grappling is good. So, I don't want anything to do with this fight betting wise. The line now has gotten to the point where, like, I don't think Pastry is bettable. And Knudsen would really have to just, like, keep it on the feet, like, be landing everything. I think people are overvaluing the Marnik Man win. Marnik Man is just there to, like, die.
No way.
So I'm going to pick Pastry as for a bet. But I'm not betting.
There we go. Love it. Next
fight. Don't worry, I came up with some other shit on this card.
I got to remember to go. This is hilarious, actually. That's fucking...
I don't know if Didi does content, but you are welcome to come on. Like,
yeah.
You are more than welcome. Like, we
bet?
We have room for you. We have room for you on the program.
Do you make bets? Because you got to come on Bankroll or Bust as well. Speaking of, you can watch that right now. I just uploaded it as of like 30 minutes ago.
By the way,
the MonkMMATics channel.
Yes, absolutely go watch that. This is a guy. Can I'll give a shout out? This isn't the shoeies. Dude, this is one of the nicest guys in the community. Josh Frick supports Narco and Tim. Like, anytime he wins, he gives everybody else credit, dude. Like, one of the nicer guys in the community, like, supports all of us. Like, you guys aren't following Josh, give him a follow. And he's a football guy. He's a DFS and football guy, too. Great dude. Just get that out of the way. Speaking of not great, the opposite of great dudes is this son of a bitch. Dude, he doesn't even look like this anymore, man. Using an old picture.
Dude, that's what they put up. The pictures for this week, the UFC's fucking slacking, man. Somebody was on Contender, and they've had a UFC fight since then, and they have a black and white photo still. It's fucking wild. I think it's one of the female fights. I don't know. Melky Costa taking on Hyland Nurndabek, and yes, I can spell it off the top of my head. -187 for Melky Costa, 8,500, and Hyland +162, 7,700. -115 fight goes and doesn't go. Over 2.5 is slightly favors the over. Lou, what do you like here?
I think enough people have broken this one down technically this week. Like, they feel like it's either Hyland getting grappling going or he dies. I have a different angle on this fight. My pick's going to be, from a betting perspective, it's Nurndabek. I'm doing this from a market perspective. Costa was -195 range against Austin Lingo. They barely thought he was like a 2x against Austin Lingo.
Right.
Like, I don't know what he's really shown. Like, you can throw I'll throw the Moises fight out, like, short notice. Moises is elite. Like, Moises just was, crushed on that night on grappling. It looks like Danny Trejo, sort of. He said,
God, no way, dude.
What? Lose Mexican neighbors?
Shout out the Mexican neighbors.
Whoever this is, I assume this was Donald Trump from like last week, and I'm here for it.
I don't know. It's not Lou's Mexican. It's Lou Mexican neighbors. It's so funny.
See. So I don't understand what, like, I'm saying is, like, how does Costa go from like the same price against Austin Lingo, who like really offers nothing back, against Nurndabek? Like, I don't really understand it. Is it really Danny Trejo? That's what I said.
It sure fucking looks like it, dude.
So I just don't like the market here. I just don't understand it. Like, you'd think this line should be tighter. So I just think you're getting value against Nurndabek. The problem is, I think Costa can probably neutralize him on the ground. And with the striking, I think Costa can just kind of pick him apart, like teep kick him, like just continue to work the body. I don't love Nurndabek's cardio either. So I'm picking Nurndabek because I think the line should be a lot tighter. I think there's just value on the side. But this is 2 fights in a row I won't have any action on. The action's coming.
The fucking comments, dude, this week are wild.
Well, last week was insane. So, like, we have a lot to top.
I hope this doesn't look like the Culibao fight, because Hyland landed like 1 strike
per
minute.
What the fuck, dude?
Over
what is going on? Who has all these accounts queued up? What is happening?
My God.
I love doing the show. So now, by the way, Monk had said
this was me. I do all the Photoshop.
Monk said I should commit seppuku at the end of the show.
I
for
did.
having Budweiser. I brought great shame and dishonor to family.
That you did.
Wei Wu hates me. So, like, I bring great shame. So
I think it's Wee Woo.
If I commit seppuku, whoever this is in the chat can't unless it's, well, I shouldn't say that. They'd be like Lou from the grave.
Yeah, Ghost of Lou Betya.
So you know what? I retract that. Let's get to the fights where I bet them.
Yeah, I don't have shit for that. I like the underdog. But for
hold on. I don't fuck with menthols. If you want to say like Winston's or like some fucking bullshit, that's fine. I don't fuck with menthols.
That's
no
hilarious.
menthols.
There was a clip,
and also while we're at it, no vaping. Smoke a cigarette like a fucking man.
Stop it.
Fuck this bit. Fuck. Well, you're doing well. You vape for a different reason.
I get robot cancer, bro. I don't want this human cancer.
Well, but yeah, but you're vaping You're not vaping tobacco.
Well, I've been known to do a little. I've been known to dabble. Hey, I was a hardcore cigarette head for a long time. I've had my fair share.
If you ever like, dude, we've had tons of people on. I've had tons of people making their debuts on the prop show. Like, I'm always happy to do it. Like, I suck at capping, but I'm, if I have an art, it's that I'm somewhat comfortable on camera.
There you go. I should say something about. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I don't know what to say about this fucking fight, to be honest. Both guys lost to Steve Garcia. I like the dog, but I think I don't know. I think it's a good GPP fight. Don't play it in in cash. That's probably my advice. Unless you're on the dog, then I think it might be okay. So yeah, yes, you do. You do. I love the I'm a huge wire head, and there's always clips of Omar going into this. Let me get a pack of new potes, and there's always a comment that like, "What's a new pote?" And someone always has to explain what a Newport is. It's the best. Makes my day every time. Jeka Seregi, the guy that lost to a guy that was barking, against Weston Wilson. I've been wanting to call him Wade Wilson all day. Is that fucking weird? I don't know. Minus 1,000 million
like
for
comic guy, or
I think
or,
isn't that Deadpool?
Well, he was also like,
I don't know. I've seen one of the Deadpools.
He was an old QB from the Minnesota Vikings.
Who, Wade Wilson?
Yeah,
sure.
I'm like almost positive he was in fucking Tecmo Bowl, unless I'm thinking of somebody. Yeah, Wade Wilson, dude.
There you go. Who'd he play for? Who'd you say?
He was a journeyman. Oh, he's dead.
Oh, Jesus.
Vikings 81-91. See, I know my shit. And then like a bunch. He's basically like Jeff George, but not as good.
Perfect. That's a good life, man. NFL quarterback. You can still go out to eat and shit. Yeah, I don't know. Speaking of faces that blend in with the crowd, we've got Weston, not Wade Wilson, minus 600. Fight doesn't go, and over 1.5 is plus 225. Yeah, this one GPP fight, obviously written all over it. I mean, who in the world could possibly back Weston Wilson? But in GPPs, I guess. I mean, I've heard of worse ideas somehow. I mean, I guess he's worth a stab, just like a small stab. But because who can trust Jeka Seregi? Not me. Like I said, he lost to a guy that was barking at him. So I don't trust him either. Love it for GPPs. Never would I touch this in cash, even the Jeka side, even if I think Weston Wilson is the worst fighter on the roster. I've heard a lot of that hyperbole this week, which may or may not be hyperbole. But yeah, I don't trust either guy, obviously. So big GPP fight. If this gets into the second round, who was it? I think Couch Warrior on Bankroll or Bust gave out a plus like 850 on Jeka round 2 KO, which I thought was slightly interesting because, like I said, I don't trust Jeka at all. So give me Jeka to win, but yeah, not for DraftKings other than GPPs. What do you got, Lou?
Well, I really
shake your head.
I really detest agreeing with Couch Warrior about anything. But if you want to get any value in this fight, you have to either pucker your butt cheeks and take an over.
Yep.
Or you look at Jake round 2. I mean, look, what do you want me to say with this fight? Like, Wilson's not UFC caliber. I don't know that Wilson's like Bucks County, PA, like fight association caliber. Like, could Jake dive into like a sub? Maybe. But I mean, they're literally trying to get Sergi like just some violence on his record. And I mean, but he's like a midget and it's weird. And like, it's not like he's some, I don't know, man. I know he's powerful. Like his regional tapes, like he's got power. And if he could, round 1 KOs almost assuredly what's going to happen. Round 2 KOs, I saw 650. Maybe there's a couple of better numbers here, but there's no other way to play this fight. You can't parlay this under. Yeah. Like, you can't parlay under one. Like, this is a nonsense number. Like, This is like a heavyweight. This is like a Sergey Pavlovich under. Like, you can't play this. You're on mute, you rookie.
I said, yeah, right. I was agreeing. Yeah, for sure. Like, this is a ridiculous number.
So
you see the numbers, then you look at the fighters, you're like, what the fuck?
So I'll go on a limb and I'll say that Seri wins. But like, the only way to play this is round 2. Like, we have Manus Flick coming up, which I have similar feelings on that one, but
yeah, I love who said something about this one. Yeah, he kind of looks like he looks like the human version of that the dog in the comic strip sitting in the chair when the whole house is on fire. Everything is fine dog. That's what
what's the dude's name from The Office?
Which one? Steve Carell?
Not the other guy.
Dwight
Jim Krasinski.
Yeah, something Krasinski. John.
This looks like his brother that has really bad luck with love.
Yeah, he's like looking at John. He's like, really? You married like Emily Blunt? Look at my wife.
We went on a date and then she left with like some other dude. That's what this guy looks like today.
This is fine. Just sitting in the chair, sitting in the booth at Applebee's.
Yeah.
Next fight, Gabby Fernandez taking on Crispy Cars.
I am freeing you from the closet. You are free, sir.
I never noticed it says Jose Cuervo on it.
free.
Of course it does.
You realize I have the sombrero, like, it's always within
course
arm's
it
reach,
does.
Come on, man.
Carly Judis, let's see, minus 161 for Fernandez at 9K. Carly's plus 141 at 7,200. This line seems extremely thin for the salaries that we're getting. Just kind of keep that in mind. Plus 145 fight doesn't go. The over 2.5 is a whopping minus 215. Lou, start us off here.
So now I'm okay. So I don't want to call out who I think this is, but there's several people today when I've done the Iron Sheik imitation.
It's Wangro.
Where I'm like you are worse than the Julian from Applebee's who bring me a wrong meal. You are a piece of shit, motherfucker. And then my guy, Pepe, what's going on? Pepe, you want to talk about somebody ready for the Euros? Pepe is ready. Pepe is ready to win all the fucking money on Euro soccer the next month because he knows his boy, unlike this sport, actually knows soccer. So this is super interesting. All right, so this is like a really interesting fight for me. Number one for the line movement. Maybe Just Win Baby caused this line movement because he made Fernandez the mush and like the whole like line collapsed.
Is that who the mush is? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So, look, if you just go on what you've seen from Judis, you go to the Contender Series, like, there you go, dude. We're happy, dude. I mean, you're missing like all the good stuff. Like all the good stuff. Apparently, like it's only gonna get worse, unfortunately. Like the good stuff was early.
You started off hot.
Shots and all that shit. Like, okay, Judis is, and I said this the other night. So why is she here? Because Dana White has this obsession with like athletic blondes that don't really deserve to be here. And my password is it's El Pastor. It's my password. El Pastor 1. Gotta throw something in there.
I think it's Al Pastor, but
I gotta pass Comcast stringent password requirements.
Yeah, they'll forgive you.
So Haley Cohen keeps canceling her fight. So we get Judis instead. We get like the next available blonde with an athletic background here. We don't really know how she's going to improve. Like her cardio seems good. She throws a lot of strikes. She doesn't grapple. So Fernandez coming off like two opponents who wanted to proactively grapple, she's going to get the fight she wants. She's going to get a striking matchup. You got to give me the experienced striker, like all day. All day. Iron Sheik knows it's the best word. No, we haven't gotten to the Ambag shot yet either. We got to find out where Magic rates this. Like this is Magic MMA's expertise about like bases. I think it's like autism and then divorce. And then there's like, he has the whole list. It's like Benoit Saint Denis is like 3.
Is this true?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. But I'm saying is, should she even been in this spot in the first place? Like Dana White's like, there she is. Like, there's my next prospect. Like, that's just this type, man. Me, I like brunettes with big ass titties.
I'm just a simple man.
That's my. I like mugs. I like girls that got arrested. I know what I'm all about.
Yeah, exactly.
When all you guys in chat, you get your 40s, shit's gonna get real weird, real fucking weird. And just you'll remember all this. Be like, Lou, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
So,
he did. I just did a quick Google. Yikes.
I don't know. Like, I don't understand why. Like, somebody knows something to bet Judis this much. Fernandez clearly seems like the side. If this is 15 minutes on the feet, she's way more powerful. She's way more technical. She throws more kicks. And if she wanted to grapple, she probably could. So I'm picking Fernandez. I don't know that I'm going to bet it, but I mean, man, if we're getting to the point with this line now. What's up, Cole? We're getting to this point with this line where, like, if money keeps coming in on Judis, I'll worry that somebody knows something I don't. But like at like minus 130 at this rate, maybe we're getting there. I think I heard Evan talking about he liked an under here. I don't hate that, but I'd rather play the Fernandez KO if I was going to do that. Like, I think the majority of the finish equity is on the Fernandez side. So I lean Fernandez here. I'm going against Rich's Mush of the Week. But man, we're getting to the point where this is going to become very bettable.
Yeah, Judis was in that fight in Dana White Contender Series with Ernesta Carrot Cake, where there was like
I don't hate that either.
350 fucking strikes landed. So I do like the high volume possibilities, but if we're not going to be on the feet the whole time, I don't really like that at all. So Gabby Fernandez, 2 L's so far, 1 against Double J, 1 against Teresa Bleda. She's been taken down 7 times so far in the UFC and has been controlled for over 70% of each of her 2 fights. Definitely something you do not like to see. I don't know, man. I don't think this scores very well. I hear you talking about an under, but I guess I'll be about average as far as GPP like ownership percentages go. I can't bring myself to go too far under because there's too many unknowns. But I also can't bring myself to take a huge stance either. Also, it should be noted that Carly Judis has 4 professional fights, not 4 UFC fights, 4 pro fights. So
she has more. She has as many RBIs as more RBIs than she does professional fights.
Yeah, I don't have the Ribby stats. I don't have the any of that stuff. So you know what are some of the? I wish we had stats like that for baseball or for football, like all the baseball stats. It seems like a fucking nerd's dream, and that's right.
Where is she from?
Who, Carly? I don't fucking know.
What country is she from?
I thought she was from America, but I have no idea. I'm just guessing. Oh,
you know, if I have a hard day plowing the fields or whatever the fuck I do all day, you know, nothing like an ice cold Budweiser.
Dude, it blurred it out like a Dr. Dre video. That was hilarious.
So if you guys are listening to Budweiser, we are taking sponsors. So
there we go.
My guy DD. In all fairness, I can't imagine it's going to get better. It'll be just the same if, you know, she is a van down by the river. Well, you're going to hate that when you're okay. This fight I like.
Yeah, I know these are probably out of order. Like I said, they changed it up on me, and I didn't care enough to go back and change it, to be honest. Garrett Armfield taking on Brady Heastand. Minus 177 for Armfield, 8,700. Brady plus 152, 7,500. Fight doesn't go is plus 120, and the over 2.5 minus 170. The under plus 140. I like what I've seen out of Garrett Armfield lately. Obviously, he is 2-1 in the UFC. That first loss shouldn't really, I mean, it should count as a loss, but I'm not putting a ton of stock into it. It was against Very good prospect, David Onama, on super short notice, up a weight class, up at featherweight. So very much out of his comfort zone. And he looked not terrible. I mean, not great in that fight, but not terrible. He made a decent first impression. And then he crushes Kazama in his next fight and then beats Brad Katona in a 15-minute fight. So I'm very excited to see what he's going to do here against Hyland. I do think Hyland has a very good ceiling for DraftKings. Obviously, the takedown and wrestling upside. 6 takedowns in his last 2 fights, plus the 6 he had against Tercios, who is just a takedown, I was going to say takedown merchant, but whatever the opposite of that is, he gets taken down merchant. Gave up 6 in that one. So 12 total is what he's given up in 3 fights. Or no, that's what he's, sorry, I'm reading this backwards. That's what he's landing. I'm a fucking idiot. He's only given up 4. He's landing 12 takedowns in his last 3 fights. So yeah, I like the possibilities there for Hyland. Like I said, I think his ceiling is much higher. And, I just like that from a DraftKings side of view. I don't know if he's actually going to win the fight, but at $7,500 salary, I like the shot there. What do you got, Lou? Holy shit. No. I haven't looked at the screen for like 2 minutes.
Let's see how this one works out. I mean, I always do the sombrero or like, I don't think I have the Chinaman hat. I think that's what my old buddies like. I don't have access to that. I have brought great shame and dishonor by not having the, I mean, let's see Lou Sombrero change his name to this.
Yeah, right.
right on fucking cue. All right.
Lou's the luchador mask.
Yeah, Lou Betya Jr. El Hijo del Betya. So I'm gonna give you guys an expert take here. I think Brady Hyland stinks. I don't think he's good. But I'll be a little more specific than that. So I like what I'm seeing from Armfield. I think that like Marathon MMA is going to end up being maybe a decent gym. Trey Ogden seems like one of these guys who probably going to end up being a really, really good coach. Like he's likable, cares about his. I wish I could do any of that fucking shit. And I like what I'm seeing from Armfield in terms of like he's way more aggressive. He's not like just being, he's crashing the pocket. He's ready to just box immediately. Anybody I've heard on the Hyland side this week are saying the same 2 things. If he pushes a grappling pace, he can tire out Armfield late. And that's it. So, like, so if you're betting Hyland, what are you betting on? You're betting on him to either get a 3rd round finish. And if you want to take the round 3 prop, that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. But you're betting on Armfield to like basically suck after 9 minutes. That's not equity to me. That's not like a really good bet. I don't know what Hyland does particularly well. Like Fernie Garcia, I know there's no official knockdowns on that. But Fernie Garcia knocked him down, I thought. And Bakary, shout out Bert MMA. Bakary. Fucked him up for 9 minutes. That wasn't competitive. It was not competitive. And then he just got really tired. Like to the point where he couldn't defend even like the Homer Simpson fucking shove in the 3rd round. Okay, so is that a good win for Hyland? Because his opponent just decided, I'm done. Like, how do we know Armfield can't do this for 15 minutes?
We don't.
I mean, if this is on the feet, this is one-way traffic.
Right.
I think Armfield can KO him. It's like plus 230, though, 220. It's awful. Like, this, I mean, and that should tell you everything you need to know. This KO line is so bad, dude. It's so bad. I'm seeing plus 184 on my that's not a real book, but about 210, 220 range. They know, dude. Like, but they know that Armfield, I mean, that's a low number for a fight like this. So I like Armfield. Yeah, these are like really, I don't like white fights, man. Let's get to like
white fights. I think if you combine their chest tattoos, I think it like opens up something in the next. I just had the movie.
Hold on now. I have a
Declaration of Independence movie.
I have a counter argument to this. I don't know if Pepe is still hanging around, but we were talking last week about Chuck Buffalo. Oh shit! Look at this motherfucker. Zach Wheezy rolling in. You guys missed all the good stuff, man. You missed all the shoeys.
Two shoeys, the greatest yam bag in history.
So I think Pepe said last week Chuck Buffalo is going to win and then announced that he's gay because it was Gay Pride Month. So that bet failed. And then, oh, my guy Rem Dog too. What's up, brother? And then that bet failed. And then there's another bet about not betting against Cannoneer near Juneteenth. And then that one went down the shitter. So I don't know if I want to do these narrative fucking plays. Oh my God, they're all rolling in now. What's up, Fight Talk?
What's next? Guy? Don't bet Shara on National Talk Like a Pirate Day or what?
Well, I've literally not heard one argument all week that said, oh, Highstand's going to easily win 30-27 or get a finish. Every argument's been he's going to take over late when Armfield's done kicking his ass. Like, that's the argument. And just watching their tape, like, I just don't know what Highstand, even when he had all this control time over Fernie Garcia, wasn't doing shit.
Right.
Like, dude, I think Armfield just fucks them up. I think Armfield gets them out of there. Like, I really do. Round 2, maybe earlier. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm higher on Armfield in the field, but like, I like him a lot. Well, that's smart. I mean, it's fun to have narrative and but then you want to make money. So I like Armfield pretty big here too. I think this is again, I don't know. For DFS though, this is kind of weirdly interesting because I don't know that Armfield really does he score. I mean, even if he gets a KO, he's not going to grapple.
Exactly.
He had an early KO to pay off and his tattoo is shit.
I know.
It's an A, but it's a pyramid maybe. Or I was good at geometry. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, he put up a good score against Kazama, but he just he dropped 45 strikes in 4 minutes. That's not going to repeat itself.
That was the bet.
And then he only scored 77 against Katona. So the answer is a big fat question mark. Next fight. Nate Manus is what I'm hearing the pronunciation on. Taking on Jimmy the Brick Flick. Let's do this. This is fucking crazy. Minus 600.
I'm going to go take a leak while you break this one down.
Sounds good. Minus 600 for Nate Manus. Second most expensive fighter on the card for DraftKings now. And Jimmy Flick, plus 4.25. Fight doesn't go as minus 550. The over 1.5 plus 155. I mean, for DraftKings, what do we even do here? Manus has put up over 100 points in all 3 of his last 3 wins. 119 against Mendonça, first round knockout. He put up 104 against Gravely in a second round knockout and 100 points against Sanders in a second round sub. So he's getting later finishes and he's still putting up very good numbers. Jimmy Flick, meanwhile, I mean, surprising question mark win against Malcolm Gordon. Maybe not that surprising. All he had to do was last the first round, and then it was basically over. Takes L's to Charles Johnson, Alessandro Costa, beats Cody Durden before that. I don't know, man. This is another big GPP fight. I wouldn't trust Nate Manus for cash, but Jimmy Flick, maybe a 5 to 10% cash punt option, in my opinion. He's probably not dead in the water by any means, but when he does lose, he gives up a shitload of points, averaging 110 is what his opponents are averaging, I should say, per loss. So yeah, I mean, Nate Manus has looked not great in his losses, but these are against guys like Ulanbekov and Umar Nurmagomedov. So yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, exactly. For 2 very different offenses, for sure. Yeah, he's always had that haircut. I can't really talk shit about people's haircuts, but that one not great. Yeah, that's true. This is true. Yeah, that's true, Steve. Lou, I am done with this one. What do you got? My pick's obviously Manus.
The tits method and the tits alternative.
That's true.
Yuck tits.
What's
you
the
know what?
alternative to tits? More tits.
There's two guys that fucked up Jimmy Flick in the first round recently. Charles Johnson, knockout machine Charles Johnson.
Yep.
And the Iron Chin, Malcolm Gordon.
That's
fucked
true.
up Flick in the first round.
Yep.
You know, it's funny, like, I was never like hugely high on Manus, like ever. And then, like, I kind of went back and I'm like, you know, I got to give like some glances here and like watch some of this. And like, you know, I still think Manus is like, he's so weird at this weight class. I wish, dude. I think Manus is weird at 125, like, because Mendonca's kind of like an idiot, but that's not Nate Maness's fault.
No.
And like losing to Tajir and Umar are like, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. He went 15 with Umar.
The Gravely fight's the weird one because like he was done. He was like a 10-6. And then Gravely's like, no, I'm done. And
That's
he's
right.
like, no,
That's right.
No, sir, I'm done.
Yep.
I think Maness is like,
that was that short uppercut or something, if I remember right.
Like, I'm trying to think of like a pro wrestler to compare him to. He's like not Intercontinental Championship level. I need Luke here.
What about the Hurricane?
No, he would beat Hurricane Helms. He's
well,
like
the guy with the green Hurricane guy.
Hurricane Helms.
Okay,
Shane
all
Helms.
right.
He would be like the old, like WCW used to have, like NWA had like the TV championship.
Yep.
No, he's not good enough to be the US champion. He'd be like the TV champion. The 24/7 hardcore champion.
There you go.
Enough for like that belt. He's good enough for like the belt, a lower belt, the Divas Championship, something.
Oh.
Like, what's Flick's win condition is Maness makes a mistake. That's his win. Everybody's like, man, he can sub anybody. He's a sub merchant. You know, he needs Maness to just make a humongous mistake. Maness has better cardio. The boxing's not even close. Like, I mean, Flick needs Maness to death gas or to make a colossal mistake. The line is sickening in this economy that Maness is this big of a favorite. It's gross.
Right.
But this is like, I want to give like a round 2 here. This is going to be like
Disco Inferno.
This is round 1 KO. And round 1 for Maness isn't bad. It's plus money. So it's not great. You're not going to feel great about it, but don't parlay this under. But and minus 185 is now like not, this came down. This was like minus 210 at some point.
I was going to say minus 185 is the new minus 285.
Yeah, but you know I don't like that. Tommy's gonna text me tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna wake like 8 in the morning. I'm gonna have a text from Tommy. Said, "You bet chalk, you asshole." Like, what are you doing,
dude? After you came on fucking Bankroll or Bust, he texted me the next morning. And he was like, "What the fuck is this, dude?" He said, "What the fuck is all this chalk?" Yeah, I already did this fight. Oh, also, I need to start tracking, and there's 2 of them on this card. I forget who the other one is. Guys that aren't named Max Holloway that have blessed tattoos or blessed, however, if you're into that whole thing. But also specifically the blessed mixed with no regrets on the arm. That I definitely have to start tracking. Next fight. Tajir Ulanbekov taking on Joshua Van. Oh, it's right here, even though it's backwards in this picture. Joshua Van, obviously the other one with a blessed tattoo. So that's 2 of them at least on this card. Let me know if I missed one. Yeah, minus 200 for Ulanbekov, 8,900, plus 170 for Van. Minus 135, fight doesn't go. Over 2.5 is minus 125. Lou, what do you got here?
Hold on, I'm telling Luke that he missed. Cameraman, zoom it. I have Tajir parlayed with like a bunch of soccer and a bunch of things in this card. This is my favorite bet of the card.
Nice.
I don't think this line is wide enough. So first of all, on the Van side, it's a huge step up. I mean, Felipe, Bunes to this is a pretty big step up. I know that they had Van scheduled with Tyra. They love this kid, which is why I don't understand this matchup at all. Because the one thing Van looks like he struggled with is guys that take him down. The guys that he's faced, like Borjas, won the first round, and Borjas is okay, but like Van getting matched up against a guy who actually has cardio and can wrestle. And Ulanbekov's not a great striker, but he's passable. I don't see how this is anything but Tajir. I think it's Tajir decision, by the way. I don't think it's a sub. If it's a sub, play the round, like, look at FanDuel round 2, round 3. I don't think it's early. I think it's just Ulanbekov being relentless and not giving Van the space to land any strikes. Van's not a one-punch KO guy either. Like, I think he would have to just... Van's win condition to me is that he stuffs takedowns after the first round. Because Van hasn't won a first round in the UFC, I don't think. Like, he's kind of a slow starter out of the gate. He would need Tajir to tire and then just land shots and stop takedowns. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't know why he's saying just at him. I mean, I broke down all these fights last night.
At me, bro.
Not all of us could do a show at 11:30 tonight.
What do they say in Australia instead of bro? Or do you say, is that does that extend all the way over there?
They say criminal. It's a prison colony. The fuck does anybody fuck with me when I have a hot mic?
Hilarious.
What are you doing?
I think great.
I mean, look, I just think, I hate these round 3 decision bets. Like, that's not really my style. I do think if Tajir gets a finish,
dude, this would be, for real. Someone needs to do that.
I am a well-known falconer, so I appreciate this.
Well-versed in falconry.
I like it. Falcon engine taken, by the way. Bought that months ago. Van's win condition is KO, which I don't see. Or he just stuffs takedowns for 2 of the 3 rounds, and I don't see that either. I don't even think this line this should be probably a lot wider. So I like him, and as I pass it to you, I mean, you're getting, what you're getting here, and you're getting him at less than 9,000, Monk.
Yeah.
This is we don't have 9,700 on the card anymore. That was Ikram was 9,700, which is like insanity. But you're getting what you want to win. Now, what's his ownership going to be? 50?
Yeah,
it's going to be insane.
Well, the only saving grace for that argument for our side is that I've seen a ton of people on Josh Van this week for DraftKings specifically. The 3 wins, he's looked good in rounds 2 and 3. He's finishing off fights well, and he's coming off that KO win in which he put up 134, 106 against Borges. I think there's going to be quite a few people on him, so we might get Tajir a little bit lower owned than we're thinking, which I'm hoping for. I mean, the 3 guys Josh Van has beat is exactly, that's Luke's spot on. That's exactly right. The box scores are good. I mean, look, 8 strikes a minute they'll see, 10.4 against Borges, 8.7. If you go to the UFC site, it probably says 9 something for his significant strikes per minute. What they're not looking at or choosing to ignore is he's getting well over 6, close to 6 strikes a minute landed on him. He's being taken down a couple of times, and he's being out-controlled in 2 of his 3 fights. The only one he wasn't was against Kevin Borges. So also, his strength of schedule, UFC strength schedule, is absolute dog shit. One of the lowest numbers I've ever seen. But we're talking about, ZZ Top, Kevin Borges, and Felipe Bunis, as we said. So yeah, I like Ulanbekov. I mean, coming off a 120-point win against Durden, 100 points against Nate Manus. Just looks very, very good. I'm very excited to play him in a ton of DFS lineups. Hopefully everyone will be on Joshua Van. And so we can get some leverage there.
The only reason I can think that they made these kind of matchups with Van is just throwing them in the deep end. Like, all right, we got a prospect we that's marketable. Like, let's just see if he can fucking do it.
Yeah, the problem is it worked with Diego Lopez, and it's been unsuccessful like 16 other times. And they
Like the
just
Spania, they failed. Caesar
Dude, right.
Almeida. But these
Right.
are older guys. But they're older guys that, like,
True.
But it seems like
And Van might be too young too.
Well, look, it's interesting just because I feel like they Van would be like one fight away from a title shot if he won this.
At 120. Oh yeah, at 120. If Usyk's getting fights after 3 fights.
I mean, at this point, I don't think they know who to match Pantoja up against. Like,
no.
I mean, look,
No.
if Tyra wins in the main event,
he's probably
gonna
next.
leave. Like, you remember, like a year ago, it was like, oh, Makayev at some point. Now it's like,
right.
And the guy that Makayev beat is now in the main event.
Right. Yeah,
See,
exactly. Yeah, at distance. Right.
But the problem is he gonna have any distance in this fight? Like,
exactly. Against Ulanbekov, he's gonna make it pretty difficult. And what's the size? I thought Ulanbekov was way bigger.
Yeah.
Not way bigger. 2 inches height, 5 inches of reach. Southpaw versus Orthodox here. Yeah. I don't know.
Tajir's from he's Pennsylvania Dutch. He's from Lancaster.
Yeah, exactly. He's just up the road a bit. Next fight.
Oh, he's the best cash play, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, 8,900 too. I mean, it's ridiculous. I really wish we had Ikram here still on this card because that is really fucking up your Josephine Knutson wrestling upside numbers, your Tajir wrestling upside numbers.
Oh my lord.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Here we go. This is where I make a joke about like feet picks.
Tajir gets a sub. What do you mean sub? Sub to the OnlyFans?
Yeah, sub. Like and sub.
Josh Bushido Quinlan taking on Adam Fugate. Minus 120 for Quinlan, plus 100 for Fugate. Minus 160. Fight doesn't go. The over-under set at 1.5. Minus 210 is the over. Yeah, obviously the Quinlan upside here is the knockout power. He put up over 100 against Witt in his debut. Didn't look great against Waters, who is super gigantic, tall. I mean, how the fuck, not everybody's going to be able to deal with somebody like that very easily. Is this true? Wow, he's 100% right. Good shit. That's a stat that I can get behind. And yeah, Danny Barlow, I actually like him a lot. And that was, it was not a close fight by any means, but Quinlan definitely has some toughness, some durability, even though he did get finished in the 11th minute or 12th minute, does have some durability there. Adam Fugate, I don't know what to think, man. I mean, the two guys he's lost to are Mike Malott, which that loss was aging very well until most recently. And then Michael Morales, still an undefeated prospect. So beat Yusaku Kinoshita, did what he was probably supposed to do, 126 points in that one, just a first round, mauling, basically.
He was an under. What do you mean? He was an underdog.
Oh, yeah, he was plus 300. He was plus 300.
He was an underdog.
Yeah, lands 4 takedowns.
Bet him in that fight. Dude, he was an underdog. He just didn't get the round 2 sub that I bet. But he did what he had to do.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did. I was looking at that wrong. Plus 300, lands 4 takedowns, 62% control time over 4.5 minutes, and gets the finish. Puts up a ridiculous score. So yeah, I just don't know what to think. Can he do it against somebody that's not a huge name, but I don't know. I like, this is a great GPP fight. Again, would not touch this in cash. The strength of schedule obviously likes Fugate. He gives up a ton of points when he loses as well. So yeah, Lou, what do you got here?
I want you to do me a favor. You've watched Shogun, right?
Oh yeah.
I want you to close your eyes. You don't have to really close your eyes, but I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to imagine that the guy on the left doesn't look like this, and that it's just some like white dude from Topeka, Kansas named Josh. If you can envision this, what's the line? Is he a minus 120 favorite, or is he plus 300? Like, look, I've made one bet on this fight already. I may have 2. I have the under 2.5 on Fanatics was minus 125 when they opened it. I'm like, okay, Fugate has no striking defense. Either he's going to come out hot and get popped, And he's gone away from his grappling. Like, I think Fugate, not a great grappler, but like he's been proactive on the regionals and against worse guys. And I don't think Quinlan is, a UFC caliber guy. Fugate's now coming off Malat, like murdering him. So I think Fugate's probably going to be more keen to grapple. I love the under either way. I think the way Fugate fights, he's going to be in Quinlan's face. He's not going to let him kick. Quinlan's kind of low volume as it is.
Yeah.
I really question Quinlan's, like, his fight IQ. And the Waters fight, I mean, he's getting hit with everything.
That's true.
It's the Danny Barlow fight that makes me worry. So I'm not, like, super high on Danny Barlow. Like, look, it's always fun to have a dude that comes in and he's a knockout guy, okay?
Left hand to God? What do you mean?
If we're talking about, since we like to make these pro wrestling comments,
We do.
the most predictable wrestling move in the world is the Irish whip. Like, you throw a guy into the ropes. Danny Barlow fought that whole fight, like, literally had his left hand like this. He's literally, as he's moving his feet, it's like, here it is, dude.
That's right.
It's coming. The whole world fucking knew it was like, that's what he's trying to do. And Quinlan did a good job not getting hit with that one punch for 10 minutes. And then he finally got hit with that one punch. But literally, that was the game plan was, hey, like, if you're his coach, you're like, hey, it'd be a good idea. Like, move to not that side of him. Like, avoid that. Literally, it's like, hey, I have this one thing I can do really well. And Quinlan, to his credit, got beat up for 2 rounds and didn't get hit with it. And then eventually he did. But that's a dude who Barlow, like, wasn't throwing a lot of volume, wasn't overly aggressive. And Quinlan's this kind of guy. He really doesn't throw a lot of volume. Like, he's kind of happy to just be at distance. Fugate's not going to give him that kind of fight. Now, to Luke's point, could Quinlan knock out Fugate? 1,000,000%. His strike defense is terrible. Nobody's testing for steroids anymore, so maybe he's back on the good stuff. That's why the under 2.5 to me at -125 was like. But the second bet I might get to here, well, you're going to like this bet then if you're talking about his, Is the Fugate sub, look, I already lost this on the Kaneshita one, but you're dropping me 9-1 saying that, like, okay, if Fugate decides to grapple, I think he subs Quinlan. I don't think Quinlan can stop a takedown. And I don't know, man. I like Fugate looks like the kind of guy that's like, I know I have no, like, if these two went to the bar, Fugate is like getting talked to by like the chick that Quinlan's talking to, like her larger friend.
Right.
Larger friend. And she's like, you're just not my type. Like, oh, your job is fighting. Oh, like, I want somebody with stability. And he's like, hey, I'm just trying to get to third base, man. Like, what are you doing? I'm trying to get you in the back. I'm trying to go to my car.
Yeah.
Whereas Quinlan's like,
you ever been in the back of a Subaru?
Quinlan's like doing blow off her butthole. Like the friend's butthole.
100%.
So, yeah, Fugate's going to be mad. And he's going to want to take him down. He's going to be aggressive. So, like, is the bet predicated on this? Maybe. But I think 9-1 for a guy that if he wants to grapple, like, should have a clear advantage. It's a pretty crazy prop. Yeah, I mean, look at him, dude.
Yeah, but he can't grow the hair right here. He that's like, what is this? This fucking goatee looks like a Tetris piece, bro.
No, this is it's by
the fuck out of here.
It's a CGI.
The fuck out of here, CGI. Does he shave those lines in that shit?
Library says it's CGI'd. So, yeah, I like Fugate to win, but I like the under. I'm way more comfortable with the under 2.5 here. And the Fugate sub, I think, is like, I might get there.
Here we go. I'm just jealous of Quinlan's hair. That's all.
And how are you? And like from a DFS standpoint, this is like another one of those, like, you have to just pinch your nose and be like, fuck me, I gotta play it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I think Fugate might be overowned.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he might.
Like,
I think
with
Fugate
a
might get,
legitimate number.
what was he again? 77, 78?
Who? Fugate? What the fuck were we just at? No, he's like 79. Yeah, 79.
He might, that's the thing is, like, at that range, he might get, like, yeah, I mean, like, you might have to go underweight on him, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. For show. Next fight, Asu Almabayev, grappling extraordinaire for UFC Vegas 93, taking on Jose Johnson, 6,700. Most expensive fighter now on this card is Asu Almabayev. Yeah, what do you got? What do you got here?
Well, I mean, I respect the shit out of John Kelly, and I know John Kelly is a big Almabayev guy. It's another fight where, like, I feel like this comes down to what Jose Johnson looks like. I want to just, first of all, I want to take this opportunity. I want to take my time for this fight to say how Wheezy and Brady on Stat Diggers, they stole my whole bit with the whole Jose Johnson having hose at ringside. And yet, the way that Wheezy said it and the way that Brady said it were like two totally separate jokes than the way I said it. So it's fine. But I'm the first person that pointed out that Jose Johnson had two hookers at cage side in his DWCS fight. I mean, very clearly, two hookers. Now, that's not part of the tape. But like Pepperidge Farm, Lou remembers. And his last fight, he had zero hose. So it's not even like I need to see them on the scale. I need to see the hose. That's the bet. So look, apparently, like, through his socials, and I don't really like fuck around with the socials too much when it comes to like fight week. I know there's people that like look how many followers he has. I understand it. Like, I don't want to say it's like worthless. I'm just old, and I don't want to believe that's like really a thing. You know, like I remember when I had a rotary phone. Hey, Monk.
I didn't have one of those, but
so
we had a house phone.
So like he looks like he's doing okay with the weight cut. But even if he does, he's just gonna get like this fight's gonna look like the Ode Osborne fight, man. He's gonna get chucked on the ground. He's gonna get dominated. The Asu subs even money. I can't do that, man. Like that's a terrible fucking play here for a minus 600 guy. I don't know, man. I mean, Almabayev is gonna probably win. Like, I'd love to see Jose Johnson win. Like, I think he's a way better striker. But like, he's never going to be in range to do it. I don't know. I don't think Almabayev's like great. Now the beer's starting to fuck with me. Take over, Monk. I'm dying.
No, I don't think he's like super great either, but it's hard to overlook the grappling stats there. Obviously, very skewed in the Vergara fight. You can say, oh, he's got 11 takedowns in his last two fights. Well, 9 of them were against CJ Vergara. He did land 2, it looks like 2 of 5 attempts against Osborne, but that fight only lasted 8 minutes and change. He's been a fantastic scorer. Obviously, he's not landing a ton of volume, but that's not what we expect from Asu Almabayev. What's Jose Johnson giving up? 6 takedowns total, 2 to Damone, 4 to Chad. He's got a 50% takedown defense, which is not good. Where'd that number go? 50%, allows 4.84 takedowns per 15 minutes. That is, by far the worst number on the card. Second only, or Weston Wilson is second, and that's a very small sample size. So, I like Almabayev here. 9,500 is probably okay price to pay, but Jose Johnson can be a bit tricky on the ground. So that's the only thing I would say, but I think Almabayev probably gets it done and scores pretty well. And now 9,500, you can easily, most expensive fighter, but you can easily get to him with a couple of dogs. Let's keep it moving. I'll start us off here with no, this is not right. This one has to be.
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
This one has to be the next fight. Timmy, he insists on going by Timmy, grown man. Calls himself Timmy Quamba, taking on Lucas Almeida. Minus 188 for Quamba, 8,800. Plus 163 for Almeida, 7,400. Minus 195. Fight doesn't go. The over 2.5 is plus 115. Yeah, I mean, I want to be for DraftKings. I want to be on the Almeida side here. I'm not too interested in Quamba, even though Almeida did just allow 109 points to Andre Feely, and wow, I'm really putting my foot in my mouth here. 114 to Pat Sabatini, so he's given up a shitload of points when he loses. I guess play some of Timmy Quamba, but I mean, he didn't look great, we'll say, against Balagioki. One takedown landed. 12% control time, just 2 strikes per minute is what Timmy Quamba landed. Almeida, the Trezano fight is not bad. It's a decent fight. Scored 102 points, got a round 3 finish. I don't know, man. GPP fight here. I'm not trusting either guy for cash, but the 7,400 on Lucas Almeida is very enticing. And at whoever we talked about at 73 that I thought would be extremely popular, Joshua Van. I think 7,400 Lucas Almeida might be an okay pivot if there are, in fact, a lot of people on Van. So I'll just probably pick Almeida straight up because I don't know enough about Quamba. Not even 10 professional fights. And yeah, we'll just go with that. What do you got here?
I don't know how Quamba. So, like, I talked to my guy Rich today. Got Just Win Baby, and he said, and he does the socials.
Yeah, he
He's
definitely
like,
does the socials.
He's like, it doesn't even look like Almeida's training, and I'm like, oh, I don't like that. That's
not what you want to hear.
Well, that hurts the bet I already put in. So I don't know how Quamba, like, I don't know how he ever against any human being looks minus 200. He's low volume. Look, Oki, I think he's like just learning like how to like be a fighter, but he's super athletic. Like Oki's like the big dude and he's athletic. Quamba just didn't really know how to figure him out, but he's so low volume. And Almeida at least is going to throw. Like, look, if you want to look at these 2 losses, like, I mean, Sabatini, that was an embarrassing loss for him. Like, Sabatini just like,
yeah,
was like a fucking savage. Like, it was embarrassing. The Feely loss is interesting because Feely, like, if you look at the way Feely fights, people are like, oh man, this legendary Feely round 3. But like, really, his best rounds are typically early. Like, comes out hot, throwing a lot of spinny shit, like flashy stuff. He caught Almeida early, and like Almeida just started backing up, like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I feel like if you ran that fight back 10 times, I don't think that happens a lot. Like, I think Feely was a way better. Feely's better than Almeida. I'm not arguing that. But I think that like kind of early flash KO was just a super outlier.
Right.
Yeah, he did hypnotize him with his and his cool tattoos he hypnotized him with. So I don't understand how Quamba looks like this big of a favorite. Like what is his path to look like this? Is he grappling? Are we assuming that Almeida just like lays on his back like he did against Sabatini, who at least is like a world-class guy at like getting top time, like control? Quamba's not like that. Doesn't have that style. So I already bet this. Almeida plus 3.5 on DK it was minus 105. I'm gonna look at what it is now. I bet it yesterday. I'm like, I think Almeida easily wins 1 round here. It's still there, minus 105.
That would be
I think
nice.
Almeida will have literally all the optics, and I think he probably wins round 1 at a super high clip. I know Quamba has finishes. He needs Almeida to die. Now, if Almeida really hasn't been training, that's live. I think Almeida can. I don't know if he KOs Quamba, but I certainly think he's going to throw more volume and he's going to have optics. So if Almeida wins a round, see, that's the thing. I mean, Luke's got it. Like, I don't know. Like, I know you guys like aren't here for me to actually like look at markets and like do anything that relates to fights, but I do look at markets. I look at them more for soccer, I guess. I look at Quamba at minus 108 and I'm like, okay, like Tajir being like minus 200, you're like, cool. I can see him looking minus 800. Like I see how he covers his number.
Right.
If Quamba threw like 100 strikes a fight, 200, like, okay. Because I think Almeida, the reason is because I think Almeida could knock him out. That's why. I think Almeida is live to get a KO here. I'm just not high on Quamba at all. But there's a part of me that thinks like maybe Almeida lands a lot of shit early and then Quamba just kind of like low volumes them 2-3. So the minus 105 for me, I kind of like it. I don't like the Van 3.5 at all because I think Tajir can like just absolutely like 30-27 Tajir is like I see it.
Right.
I seen it.
Here we go. Our new.
And there you go. And then I always feel better when I mean, like,
right.
And you know what? Like, you don't, if Almeida really hasn't been training, then like he's super live for a round 1 KO. Like, be like, fuck. And then, oh yeah, look at this. By the way, what's better? Hey, Lou Betya OnlyFans, I have a question for you before Monk intros this fight. What's better, DSDA or DVDA?
Something to think
now
about.
You're a man. A man. Now you're a man. A man.
Oh, I gotta watch that again sometime. Great.
Things I've seen. The things I have. By the way, Josh, not financial advice.
DSDA, Douglas Silva DeAndrade taking on Miles Johns. A little bit of line flippage here. Plus 120 is the DraftKings favorite at 8,200. Miles Johns now minus 140. Fight doesn't go minus 115. The over 2.5 minus 175. Start us off here.
Just asking that just put this up there. If you guys want me to like, I mean, I have this thing capped out for literally the next 10 days. I'm just going to drop them one day at a time on Twitter. But if you guys want like Friday and Saturday's picks, I'll fucking tell you what I got. It's already scripted. Like I already got it. I am not betting this fight. And Miles Johns, man, like, so this would be his best win ever. And honestly, it's like not even close. He doesn't have crazy. He doesn't have good wins. He looks great. Like on paper, like when you look at his tape, his grappling's decent, striking's good, cardio's like solid enough. Not great, but like okay. He's really well rounded, and yet I'm never impressed. Like Cody Gibson fucking sucks, dude. I had a bet on Cody Gibson in that fight. Terrible bet. Terrible bet. Cody Gibson did squatta. So if I have to bet, it's Silva DeAndrade. Let's assume they're both on steroids, by the way. Can we assume this? Like,
yeah, 100%.
Okay, so I'm putting Pepe's comment up here. Well, not that one. If I have to bet this fight, and look, I'm going to be drunk at this point, so I'm going to. Monk, simple question. Which one of these two do you trust to fight for your money?
Oh, this isn't even, easiest question ever. Douglas Silva.
Sometimes it's not about technique. It's not about age. Who's going to fight for my money? Dude, the Morozov fight, he's legendary for this. He was dead, dude. Like, if Silva DeAndrade blitzes Johns or has that like kind of late comeback, I think Johns will. Also, Johns really susceptible to body shots. I think he can get kicked in the liver here. Like if I could bet a liver shot KO, I would. I think DeAndrade, this whole age thing is horseshit at this point because they're all. Dude, this isn't like the 80s when like, oh man, he's 34, he plays QB. I mean, it's very concerning. But I said if I had to bet it. I'm not betting this fight. I'm not betting our co-main event.
Yeah.
Oh, you still have another fight we got to. Oh, that's the Quamba fight. Never mind. Right.
Yeah, that's the the picture I did have up had a Tricoli's picture is still black and white. So that was our co-main event. And if you know in the chat, I was going to look later. I haven't looked yet. Has there ever been, and I'm sure the answer is yes, I'm probably an idiot. When's the last time somebody was in a co-main event in their debut fight? That's the question I had. I figured there's an obvious one I'm not thinking of off the top of my head, but if you guys know, let me know. And if you don't, I will personally be looking.
I think it was did Alayev debut in a co-main? No.
I'd have to look. No, he couldn't have.
I don't know.
I mean,
does it even matter? Dude.
No, I'm just wondering.
Dude, Ian Kutayaba had a main event in the last year. And
That's
I realize
true.
it's because of like
a fight
get
fell
it.
off.
I get it. But it also means he was in a co-main event.
I don't think Kamzat was Guskov. No, he fought was the Uzdemir fight a co-main? It might have been actually.
Nah, no. I think it was like a main card opener.
Yeah. Hamzat was definitely not a co-main.
No, he like curtain jerk, dude.
Yeah, because he was fighting, I forget who. Is this true?
No.
He wasn't the co-main?
No. But look, the thing is like, I mean, even
comment is this?
He's so but like even like Luke, who I mean you obviously know, like I respect. Like people have hot takes on like JP, I respect. All these dudes have like hot takes on this fight. Like I think Johns is the more well-rounded guy. Like if this is like a video game, he probably wins in like all the time. Like he's rated higher in a video game. It's just the Silva Andrade. Like if this fight's close, like I expect him to come out like a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
And again, the Stamen fight, he wasn't taking all the steroids. And
that's
at
true.
That point, this is literally like they're all like they may be sharing steroids. Like this may just be like the pile of cocaine and Scarface, dude. Like,
oh, or like they say in baseball used to be.
Bed, but don't look back, just take your head, or you'll be finished.
Finished. Love it.
See?
Yeah, I had to do it. I couldn't just let it hang there. Yeah, this one's easy for me, even though, DeAndrade has a great, put up 120 against Morozov, if I could say his name. 105 against Perello, and only 56 against Stamen. That's very worrisome. But the better ceiling is obviously with Andrade. Miles Johns scores like a fucking asshole every time. 87 against Dos Santos. He put up 55. Not even 56 like DSDA. 55 against Vince Morales. 67 against Daniel Argueta. And 75 against Gibson. So, yeah, a consistently low score. He also doesn't give up any points when he loses. What is his total? 71 points per win is what Miles Johns averages. Very, very, very poor number there. So can't really back him for DraftKings, but Andrade is a bit older. I guess he can't go 0% in GPPs, obviously. But yeah, the ceiling is much higher for Andrade. I'd love to see Andrade win. I'm going to be rooting for him. Nothing against Miles Johns, but yeah, I
live in America, Monk. It's Andrade.
Andrade, sorry. Andrade. Mario Andrade.
Also, have you ever met a person named Doug who was like passable as a human being? Because I ain't.
No, that's actually no.
The two worst names in America.
Doug Judy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Doug? Well, Doug Judy, I mean.
That's my favorite name.
Doug Judy's a bad guy.
He's so
bad.
He's got a good heart, bro.
Yeah, he has a good heart as he's stealing cars. Come on, dude.
That's what he has to do.
Doug and anybody named Uncle Jim are the worst kinds of people.
Uncle Jim.
Uncle Jim's like, here's $5 as I'm trying to bang your mom. Okay. But I don't know. I didn't say anybody. I don't know Doug Flutie. Also, you know what Doug Flutie's doing now?
What?
Doug Flutie.
Is he still commentating?
No, he does these fucking commercials with Frank Thomas, the old Chicago White Sox player, for eugenics.
I was gonna say eugenics.
Yeah, it's just male testosterone. You know,
are you sure that's the name of it?
I'm not making that up. Eugenics.
That's like a
EUGNX. And it's all these commercials of like they're in a batting cage or a driving range. And it's some dude, because people think human beings talk like that. It's some human being out loud to his girlfriend. Man, I wish I had more energy for like things we try to do. And then they just happen to be golfing next to Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas. They're like, you should try eugenics. I have all the energy as we get older. And then the woman's like, yeah. Like, they're like, well, I told you. Well, didn't I tell you? I told you.
I thought it was new.
That whole fucking thing. It's this whole rigmarole. And then they're like, thanks, eugenics. And it's only like $9 million for a month's supply. Now, if you told me if this drug lets me hit 500-foot home runs, like him and Albert Bell used to do,
yeah,
give me the drug, dude. Yes. If it's like, oh, now I got to take it and then do work. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck that.
I want insta shit.
I thought it was Nugenics as well, but I swear to God,
maybe it is. I don't
no. I swear, I googled, because then I googled you, and I was like, yeah, that's the word that I thought it was. See, no one would name their product that.
See, he fucking knows, dude.
But
everybody's seen these fucking, dude. It's literally one step below the infomercials on Adult Swim. Like the difference between these commercials and unedited footage of a bear is like.
I've seen the Frank. I remember the Frank Thomas ones for sure.
You ever seen unedited footage of a bear on Adult Swim?
No, I don't think so.
Seriously? You've never seen this?
I don't think so.
If you guys in chat have ever seen it, let me know. There's zero chance Steve Gregory's never seen this. Zero chance. But dude, it's a drug commercial for Claradrill. Take it once, it'll change your life. And the woman has like a fucking psychotic It's tremendous. You've seen Too Many Cooks, right?
Yes.
It's that level of psychotic. Dude.
Okay.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, Too Many Cooks is
Alan Resnick is the guy. He has a whole bunch of this is the ultimate. That's the original. That's the original fucking infomercial. Icelandic Ultra Blue. Dude, they make like medicine, heaters. They're fucking all this shit. It's one of the best things ever, dude.
Ammo, probably.
And then look, bro.
Oh, no way.
Are we maxing
Are you
this?
serious?
Is this going to be our first ever? We're literally pooling the money to bet this
against Cedric Dumas. Oh my God. What's he minus fucking 250, 280?
I will say, by the way, Monk, I'll also go look up the smart pipe from those infomercials. It's literally a pipe that like analyzes your poop. No. And there's like people, it's like on your social media.
I have seen that.
It's like, oh my God, this famous social influencer. She goes, oh my God, my nitrates were so low. Thank God for the socials. And I'm like, oh my God. And it's like, by the way, this isn't child porn. And it's like, wait, what? Like what? Like there's the Adult Swim. There it is, Adult Swim. Like there it is. We should break down the man. And then if you guys in chat want me to tell you the next 2 days of bets for soccer, like I'm happy to do it. That's a sport I'm good at. I swear to fucking Christ. Where's Pepe? Pepe can vouch. Pepe can vouch. I am a legitimate. That is financial advice. Okay. So this is okay. So fucker, this is definitely a friend of mine. Come on, man.
Never reveal yourself. Never.
Is this Evan? Is it possible this is Evan? Who the fuck is this? People, because the circle is small that knows my Jeff George love, dude. Come on, man. The fuck
Hilarious.
is this? I don't want to know who it is. I just enjoy it. I enjoy the gimmick.
It is good.
Look, we're not the smartest people. We're the best show on fucking YouTube.
Oh, easy.
We're the best show. It's not fucking close. It is. No way. It can't be, dude. Do you know who this is?
No.
Do you want me to tell you? I'll tell you off air.
Is it
I'll tell you
Bo?
off air.
All right. All right.
I'll tell you off air. I'll tell you off. I don't want to spoil a gimmick. Thank you. I don't want to spoil a gimmick. I know who it is. Keep up the good work, my friend. I know who it is now. Now I appreciate you giving me that insight. I'll tell you off air. I know who it is.
Well, let's finish this one up. Tatsuro Taira taking on Alex Perez. Minus 200 for Tyra. Only 8,600 this week. One of the cheapest, actually by far the cheapest we've ever gotten him at on DraftKings against Alex Perez, plus 170. Minus 280 fight doesn't go. The over 2.5 in this 5-round fight is minus 145. The under just plus 115. I mean, I love this fight for DraftKings. And it's a GPP fight. I'm not thinking that Tyra, I'm a huge Tyra guy, not thinking he just comes in here and beats on Alex Perez or has his way with him. Alex Perez is extremely durable for the most part. If you take out the Figueiredo and Pantoja losses, went 15 with Mikhaev, looked great on semi-short notice against Nicolau. So I don't mind that. And he has a very, very good strength of schedule overall. And, he's been scoring pretty well lately. 106 on average between Formiga and Nicolau. What's his career? His career number 104.5. So while Perez might not always get what the decision or the outcome you want, I should say, when he does win, he is scoring fantastically. So definitely do not sleep on Alex Perez, even against a grappler like Tyra here. I'll have plenty of both sides in this one. I'm probably not going to stack this fight. I don't know. It could be considered a stackable fight. I'm just probably not going to do it. Now that we have 12 fights, that's actually the ideal number of fights for a stack. So think about that if you need to. I guess I don't mind it. It's just not my cup of tea this week. And I'm picking Tyra for the win, but I would not be surprised if he got shown a vet lesson, basically, is what I'm kind of thinking here. So give me Tyra, but I'm not confident. I think it's a good GPP fight. Lou, take us home. Goldberg era WCW is the best. It's fantastic. I remember when he got that 100. I remember watching that shit with my brothers, man. That was great.
I know, and now Luke's got a,
that's the
shining moment of the Vince Russo era.
Love it.
Luke, hold on, Luke. Do you remember who Buff fought in that one? It was positively Canyon. Chris Canyon.
I don't even know who that is.
I feel like people don't remember. Oh, he was like really good, dude. He was very good. I would never stack this fight because Tyra's gonna fuck him up.
You think so?
Oh, he's gonna fuck him up bad.
Oh, I know who Chris Canyon is.
He's gonna fuck him up bad. And I'll give you like a technical reason why in a second. Like I will. And I'd be curious to see what people in the chat think of the technical thing I'm going to say. But on the Perez side, this is 3 fights in 3 months after like relentless cancellations.
True.
I don't doubt Perez's skill set. I really don't. But what Perez is like one of his Alex Bahunin does his like know your fighter or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tyra ITD is one thing, but I'm gonna give you a little different look on it in a second. Perez's like favorite hobby is getting submitted in the first round.
Oh, geez.
Now that being said, he's older. He's in a different life stage. It seems like he's a little more measured, but like, let's look back at these 2 fights. Okay. Mikhaev by like the middle of round 2. You want to talk about Irish whips? Motherfucker was shooting from like 3-4 feet out.
That's true.
And Perez was defending it, but wasn't doing anything. He was just defending. Dude, Mikhaev was there to be crushed in that 3rd round. Like Mikhaev, Perez could have put him away if he threw stuff, and he didn't. And then Perez gets rewarded after all this inactivity and a close loss with a main event against Nicolau. We're on this very program. I said, I think Nicolau is like a super overrated guy. People are still capping him on his win against Manel Kopp. and I had Perez, and I had Perez big there, and I had Perez early. I said, dude, 1-2 KO. On this very show, I said,
And that's
I
what
think Perez just goes and KOs him, and he did.
Plus 145, second round KO.
So do I think Perez can take a more measured approach? Yes, but here's a couple of problems. Tyra doesn't need five feet of space to get a takedown. Tyra will stay in boxing range, and he's hittable. I acknowledge this. Tyra just like his speed is incredible. Like Mikhaev is more like Mikhaev is more of like just a strength. And this is not to say Tyra's not strong, but Mikhaev is more of like I will pick you up, I will spike you kind of grappler. Tyra will sit there and just immediately knows when to shoot. His reads are incredible. Tyra's biggest problem that I've seen at this point, like the Aguilar fight, is his positional grappling. This is a dude who, like, it's like Bo Nickel, where they're never going to look at their wins and be like, here's what you did good. It's literally you're in the gym that night, like fixing the problem.
Yep.
When Bo Nickel fought Pickett, he got him in like an arm triangle choke. All right. And he didn't do it correctly in terms of like, he didn't get to his side. Okay. But he's so fucking strong that he didn't need to. He literally was in mount with this hold, and Pickett just died.
Which is ridiculous with the arm triangle.
I kind of feel like Tyra could do this at this weight class. Like, I think he's that strong. And I think it's a good way to just, I think if they're like position over submission, he'd be like, I'm strong enough to fucking do this shit. I don't trust Perez's cardio. I've never trusted his cardio. I certainly don't trust it now. I mean, he wasn't like super on point in the third round in that Mikhaev fight either. And look, is it forgivable because he hasn't fought in so long? No, because the dude supposedly because he supposedly had like 7 or 8 fight camps for all these cancellations.
That's true.
No, it's not acceptable. Dude, Mikhaev was there to be hit. Like 3 shots could have, honestly, if he just would have thrown anything, he probably could have put him away. I mean, I don't know. Like, we don't know Mikhaev's chin. But I know his knee got bent like 9 ways to Sunday and he was fine.
Bro.
But we don't know. But I think Tyra here. So I have round 1. I mean, if you're coming to my gym, the pleasure's all mine.
Yeah, exactly. Lou Jitsu.
No, it's like we talked about, like, look, I respect people do jujitsu, dude. I do. I just don't. I will tell you right now, jiu-jitsu does not work in a fucking bar fight. It doesn't. It doesn't. You're like, oh man, I know all these things. Did you see the ashtray I just hit you in the fucking head with? Train like against that. The knee to the
norm
sack.
line.
Also, every bar fight is going to go 20 seconds, 25 seconds. It's going to be broken up, whatever. This is damage. Dude, if I throw a stool at your fucking head, this isn't me being a tough guy. This is me not getting hit by you. I'm hitting you with any dude, it's like the Baz Rutten video. You've seen the Baz Rutten training video?
Oh, yeah. He picks up the
bangity.
He spikes it into them. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how you fight. Not this, like, what are you gonna do? You take me down at a bar and put me in like fucking stop it. Never stop. This doesn't happen in a fucking bar fight. Oh, I'm gonna get taken. Hey, can you guys move so I can set up a takedown?
Also, if you do get taken down, most of them 90% of the time they hit their heads on the ground and the shit is over immediately.
And I'm not insulted. This is not an yeah. Well, that's probably the way to do it. I mean, that's like, dude, you grab a bottle. Like, this is like, I feel like people don't understand this about, like, as somebody who's been in, like, I mean, not recently, but like, I had some dark times in my life. You grab what's there, man. There's a bottle. There's a fucking shard of glass. You fucking use it. Dude, you could die. This is real life fucking shit, dude. You could fall and hit your head. Like, this is real life fucking combat. You fucking do what you have to fucking do.
What are you saying, the Big Lebowski? Just me and the man in the black pajamas.
You give me a Juji Katami at the fucking bar? There you go, Luke. There you go, Luke. I know a hold. Right. Oh, I got him in an arm bar. Oh shit! I didn't see the broken glass. Like, all right. Anyway, my point here is this: I think Tyra, the dude's only gonna like get better. I don't even want to get to the whole narrative of great shame and dishonor for family, like the seppuku angle, because he's going to if he loses.
Seppuku angle.
Oh, he will swallow a frisbee and commit seppuku. He will completely do this.
Oh man.
But I think the market's just overvaluing Perez, and John Stargarian bet Perez. My guy John.
Yeah.
So I have to fade him now. I have to. Fade
Right.
him. I mean, like, really, you know, like, this is the weight class that Mike's MMA picks, like, just completely excels at. He's like, dude, he's like 91% lifetime in like 125. Like, incredible.
Little buff boys.
And he likes Tyra.
Yep.
So I think Tyra just smart. I think within the first 3 rounds, he just submits him. So I like the round 1, round 3 sub. It's plus 230. I like it.
There we go. That's all I got.
I don't like. I mean, you're talking about stacking it. The problem is what's Perez's win? Like, I feel like Perez has to win by KO.
Yes. Yeah.
So stacking it, like,
I don't like that. That's why I don't like it.
Unless you're getting like Tyra having like just 2 insanely dominant rounds, and then Perez like KOs him in the 4th. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe.
Right.
But, like, I think Tyra. This is gonna be one of those things where you're gonna be like 8,600 for Tyra with his win equity is like, how do I not just fucking load it?
Exactly. He's gonna be in my cash lineup.
Yeah. By the way, even if you're not even in a fight, just like, if other people are fighting around you, break the bottle. A, you never know, and B, it's really fun.
Right.
So
that's all I got, Lou.
I'm gonna give you guys quick soccer picks, even though literally 0 fucking people in chat asked for them, just because I'm elite at this shit.
That's true.
And you know why you don't know I'm elite? I don't brag. Every week on a Cincinnati. Next bets, dude. I don't care. I'm not a cap soccer, dude. I've been doing it for fucking forever. I know how to do it. Pepe Sylvia will fucking vouch for me, and that's all I need. So I'm gonna give you guys bets for the next 2 days. Okay? I already tweeted out the one. If you want to do it, England. Oh, you're talking about a future. No, England's a choke artist team, dude. Let's forget about that. Josh, you can always hit me up on Facebook. Josh, you can always hit me up on Jesus Christ. Josh, you can always hit me up on Twitter. Like, if you just want to bet games, like, ask me questions. Like, I'm very accessible. Like, I'm never like, no, fuck you. I hate soccer elites. I'm like, dude, I like oh, cool, you like it.
Right.
So I think the market's overvalued. I'll make it quick. The Euros are in Germany, and the host country is playing. They're the opening game tomorrow against Scotland. Scotland is not known as a soccer powerhouse. Germany is not as good as people think. They're very vulnerable on defense. They're very old on defense. And Scotland overloads the right side of their line. They got like Andrew Robertson, who plays at Liverpool. They got Scott McTominay, who plays at Manchester United. I'm a United fan, so you want to think I'm an asshole for that. I understand. That's fine. Dude, I think Scotland can score. Them to score 1 goal is minus 105. But I got a little more creative, and I said Germany to score 2 or more, which is like minus 250. It's bad. And Scotland to score once. It's plus 185 on a same game parlay. I think that's like a cheat code, like, for Scotland to score. I love it. I'm not going to tell you what I bet on it. Like, I'm going like, no, I made like I may.
You might be committing seppuku after this.
I don't know, man. I loaded up big on the turkey corners on not big. Pepe bet bigger than me, but I loaded up like in the thousands of dollars range on the Real Madrid game, and it came through. And it was 0-0 after like 74 minutes. I had the frisbee folded, dude. That's right. Dude, you want to talk about great shame? I may have racked discipline that day. I had great shame. And and I posted the props. Scott McTominay to get a shot on target is plus 140. Dude, for Manchester United on a team where like tons of cooks in the kitchen, dude finds spaces and he shoots and he's on target 61% of his shots the last 2 years. You're hanging plus 140. If he takes one shot, you give me plus 140 for it to go on target. And a couple of his shots are just these dribblers to the goalie. Well, that fucking counts, dude. As long as the goalie like saves it. I mean, Josh, how risky do you want to get? McTominay shot on target. Scotland, 0.5 goals. Germany over 1.5. And dude, just put like the bullshit on corners because Scotland's going to get corners on counterattacks and Germany's just going to have possession. So like whatever dude, just like 7.5 at like minus 500. Just if you need a fourth leg to get the boost, do it that way. And then I'll make this quick for Saturday. Hungary, super underrated, super undervalued in this tournament, playing against Switzerland. Hungary to win and both teams to score is 6-1 on FanDuel. I already hit that. Bullshit, crazy odds. I think Hungary can easily win this game, but both teams to score is minus 115. I mean, look, man, Credit Suisse, as my friend Patrick would say, Credit Suisse, Switzerland. They're okay. They're veterans. Their defense is decent. Jan Sommer's all right as a goalie. He's better than all right. I shouldn't say it like that.
It's Mark Summers' brother.
Yes, he loves bear claws.
Yeah.
But Hungary is like Hungary could win this group. Like they've given Germany, they haven't lost to Germany the last 3 games. Like they've given really good teams problems. And like Szoboszlai, like it's a good team. I think Hungary's like a good team. So both teams to score at minus 115 is a banker. And then the exact same bet in the Spain-Croatia game. This market's crazy, dude. Croatia is like a proven tournament team. And the way you beat, like Spain's this team, oh man, we passed the ball 7,000 times. Like, oh, look at us. Like tap, 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 tap. Like, look at our stats. And Spain has all these really good goal scorers, all these elaborate goals. The problem is, and I love fucking Croatia, man. Like they're a money-making team. Croatia, the one thing they do really well is defend the channel. So like Spain does all this fancy passing, like oh, a guy just slipped by a defender, like he's past him, he's in the penalty box, like all this fancy shit. That never works on Croatia because Croatia defends those passes. They're so disciplined and tight. None of those passes get through. How do you beat Croatia? You have to go over the top. You have to play like a long ball. You go over the top of Croatia. Dude, Croatia's played like Brazil. They played Brazil at the last World Cup. Like the most dynamic offense ever. Another generational fucking team. Brazil couldn't do fucking shit against this team. Because all their shit is like, oh, we're just going to. And then how did Brazil score? They finally went over the fucking top. That's the only way you beat Croatia. Spain isn't equipped. They're not tall enough. They don't win set pieces. Dude, Croatia's like like you try to score Croatia, it's like a hockey game. They just shove you. Dude, Croatia might have 10 guys getting yellow cards. They don't give a fuck. Like they play that style, and Spain, historically, Spain fucking hates that. They don't like getting hit. These are people other than Sergio Ramos. These fuckers don't like getting hit. Croatia's going to make it super greasy. I think it's a 1-1 game. I bet the exact score. I bet the draw. This could be 0-0. Spain does not win. As they say, lay Spain. Croatia double chance, man. I fucking love it. And Spain doesn't need to win this game. They're playing Italy. They're going to beat Italy because Italy, unfortunately, my peeps think. And then they got Albania, who, like, I'm not capping Albania. They're Albanian. I mean, look, Monk, you're not a soccer guy, right?
Right.
Who's better at soccer? Who's the worst at soccer out of the following teams? Spain, Italy, or Albania?
I'm going to go with Albania.
You are an expert capper, sir. So I will tweet these bets out day by day. Hey, Josh, just DM me on Twitter I'm happy to like help construct these things, dude. Like, because I may add tomorrow. Dude. I get, Lou likes fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Steve Gregory hates money. I love money.
There we
Hit
go.
me up, Josh. I'm always accessible, brother.
There we go. I got.
I just made you a megastar with both people that are watching this show. I ran Big Steve out of here, apparently.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, he didn't like when I sauce him back. He's like, I can rip on Lou. I'm in chat. Bitch, I got a mic. What are you doing? What the fuck you think? You think this is not going to go well for you?
Yeah, I've got nothing going on. Watch Bankroll or Bust. It is on the YouTubes on the MonkMMATics channel. Check it out, or follow me on Twitter. It's also on there. You got anything else, Lou?
No. I got
All right.
Because my pants are soaked wet from the fucking shoeies.
Gross.
my already mid to low size dong is now turtling.
Well, on that note, yeah, we'll get out of here. Join us next week for the Whitaker Alice Garov card. And yeah, as usual, we want all of you to enjoy the fight. So enjoy, and we will see you in the next one.